live, people. Yo, it's crazy because it feels like it's taken me so far just to get to this point right here where I'm actually starting. But it's all good, man. Let's jump right into this. Oh, just a disclaimer. This is like the first official episode. I'm probably going to title it like episode 0. And future episodes will most likely be between myself and my brother, like doing the podcast together. That's mostly what you guys will hear. This episode in particular, you're just going to hear me. And there are going to be episodes in between where you're going to hear me and then you're going to hear both of us, or just me and another person. But mostly it'll be with me and my brother. But then at other times I'll come on here and just, if I feel like talking some shit, man, I'm going to talk. You know what I mean? I'm going to come on here. I'm going to let my emotions out. I'm going to let my thoughts out. This is definitely going to be the place where we clear the space, we clear the air, and a real place to have a real conversation. When I'm doing it by myself, just another FYI, they're going to be less structured. So when it's me and my brother, you'll see more of a distinct formula and a format. But when I'm by myself, it's going to feel more freestyle, because it is going to be more freestyle, because it's going to mostly just be me just saying how I feel about whatever's relevant at the time, like et cetera, et cetera. So I definitely want you guys to be aware of that and also get used to that. All right, now we got all that bullshit out the way, man. What I want to get into right now, most importantly, if a lot of people that are listening, you guys know me, you should know that I'm an avid hip-hop fan. Like, one of the biggest things about me is I love hip-hop, I love rap. That's definitely going to be a big topic on this podcast, whether it's me by myself or whether it's me with other people. I'll always be talking about music for the most part, but I'm also going to get into other topics, obviously. But music is going to be a big focal point because I grew up on hip-hop. I love hip-hop. Been listening to it since I was a child. I remember my dad, while we were cleaning, or while they would wake us up to like clean on Sundays and stuff like that, he would be blasting music out his stereo while we clean the house, or he'd cook, or whatever the case was. So just a little heads up so you guys can be ready and you guys can know what I'm about if you didn't already. Now, in regards to rappers, specifically rappers, man, these motherfuckers got to get it together. And as their fans and as avid listeners of hip-hop, fans of the genre, we really got to start making these motherfuckers be held accountable, not only for their actions, but just their representation. You know what I mean? There's always been a stigma within hip-hop, you know what I'm saying, that there's always a certain amount of ignorance allowed, or a certain amount of bullshit and BS, which I think is like, it's a very, very negative effect on the culture. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm speaking about specifically is just a lot of these fucking headlines, man, where a lot of these rappers they just can't seem to stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? You got 6ix9ine getting locked up. You got YNW Melly getting locked up. And this is something that's been going on like throughout the years and years. It's a trend. It's always been a trend in hip hop. But I feel like now we're at a pivotal point, man, because the bullshit is just like every year it's piling up more and more. If you guys have noticed, every year the arrests get more like ridiculous, and rappers are just doing the most, and they're being as outlandish as possible. And it's whatever for the clout. It's all for the fucking fame. They don't give a damn about anything else aside from what they can gain monetarily or what they can just gain from the moment. And I think that shit is kind of bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, rappers haven't always been the biggest testaments of like morality, considering the music within itself. You know, gangster rap, street rap. We all love it. We all love when we hear the ignorant shit. We all love when the motherfucker's in the gun and he got the gun on his lap and the bass is bumping and he's looking for that one nigga that did him wrong. And it sounds amazing. You know, it sounds lovely when they paint the picture. But when you look at the reality of it and you start to see situations like Tekashi, situations like Bobby Shmurda, situations like this YNW Melly kid, and you really start to see that these motherfuckers, they love it to the point and they glorify it to the point where they get in too deep and they end up doing some shit that they either didn't really like prepare for, or some shit just happened to catch up with them. And then before you know it, out of nowhere, the whole thing is out of control. Everybody's getting indicted. Now people have to turn coat against people that they supposedly cool with. And now everybody's blasted over social media. Oh, who's snitching, who's not snitching. This shit is turmoil. Like, I don't know, man. Shit's kind of crazy. Honestly, I would definitely prefer it if our artists Like, they were in the news for things that are a little more positive on the regular. I mean, we all love the bullshit. I love the bullshit too. I love the beef, but I love the beef when it's done correctly. And I love when rappers go at it, but they're going at it in a way that's good for the culture. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see niggas like Soulja Boy fucking screaming in his phone, coming at everybody. I don't want to see niggas like Tory Lanez putting up videos where he got 30 niggas in the background and he's threatening one guy on camera and the dude obviously looks scared. Like, that type of shit is just corny. Like, that shit is corny and that shit is pretty whack, yo. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that shit is bullshit. And we gotta start changing the staple and stigma of our artists, man. To be perfectly honest, especially on social media, because they live through Instagram now. If you notice, like, the way to get on and the way to do everything, promote yourself through Instagram and Twitter, get your shit hot online, and then you elevate yourself from there. All we would honestly have to do as fans is require our artists be more stand up and require that they be better at just being rappers and role models in general. But I don't know, man. It's, at the end of the day, it's probably falling on deaf ears because we love the bullshit. I love the bullshit too. I can't lie. I love watching Black youngster do some dumb shit, or when he's acting ridiculous. And those kind of guys are definitely needed in our culture, mostly for the memes and mostly for the comic relief. But when it starts to get to a point where, like, it's just straight bullshit, and that's all the headlines you see in regards to rap and hip hop is negativity. Unnecessary beef here, these persons getting arrested. Like, I don't know, man. Even though we are the leading genre of music in the culture, there's still a lot of people that look at hip-hop kind of like it's a joke. And that's why so many people, they get into hip-hop and they don't treat it with respect. And they don't treat it how it's supposed to be treated. They literally use hip-hop as their monetary tool and they gain from it. You know what I'm saying? They pimp out our music, they pimp out the culture, and people get online and they bitch and complain, but then you still go and support the same people that's dragging the culture down. I don't know. I think that shit is problematic. I also think it's super weird. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not advocating to, like, stop promotion for any particular artist or whatever. You listen to who you listen to, man. You know what I'm saying? You fuck with Lil Pump, go fuck with Lil Pump. You fuck with whoever, then you go listen to Perk, go listen to Playboy Cardi, go listen to Uzi, but, like, just be mindful of the people that you're listening to and try to be better as a fan and helping these artists realize the culture that they're in and just the shit that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of this is just, I'm bringing a lot of this up and it's stemming from just all these recent cases that's popping up where these motherfuckers are just all getting indicted. And it's like the artist comes out, they have a crazy buzz, they're doing all type of wild shit, they blow up, and then immediately they're arrested. As soon as they get at the peak of their success and the height of their exposure, this YNW Melly kid, he was about to start blowing up. I've been seeing his ass on Twitter for the last few months. His music popping up everywhere on Twitter and Instagram. Even on Facebook, I've seen his music a couple of times. But that's what happens, man. These guys are doing all this bullshit. They're doing all this other shit, not really thinking about the consequences of it. And then the music blows up. And then now all of a sudden they become these super big artists that, you know, they were doing shit before they blew up, and now that they blew up, the cops are on them, they end up getting arrested, and now look, now these motherfuckers are spending all their time in jail. Same shit with TK. And, like, it's, I don't know, shit's sad, honestly, and it's all stemming from just a lack of accountability and a lack of, like, smart decisions, man. Just them having people around them that's toxic as fuck. They're doing things that are toxic, and then you got the fans that are in their comment section, people just egging them on and just continuing to, like, promote this bullshit, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Like, it makes no sense, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm not looking for a solution. I'm just pointing it out because it's bullshit, and I don't agree with it, and I don't like it. But I don't want to get too preachy about it. But when it comes to hip hop and when it comes to music, this is something that I love. Like, I am in love with rap music. So yeah, I'm gonna take that type of shit, like, not necessarily personally, but I'm gonna look at something like that, and even if the shit is funny for the moment, even if it's lit for the moment, like, in the end, in the long run, man, that shit's gonna fuck everything up. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on, like, just our current state of, like, rap in general, man. And I don't wanna sound like I'm pushing it to the extreme, but you can see the antics more and more. you can see what they're doing more and more, and it's becoming more problematic. And it only gets worse with how much larger social media gets. Like, the more they start to grow on these platforms, the more they're going to continue and even attempt to elevate with the bullshit that they're doing. But I don't know, who am I, man? I'm just a guy who fucking listens to music and buys music, so, like, why the fuck should my opinion matter? But we're gonna get off that, man. We're gonna get off the actual rappers and their bullshit, and we're gonna talk about the hypocrisy of all these motherfuckers and their love for all of these brands that never ever loved them, that never gave a fuck about them. And now all these celebrities are quote unquote enraged, they're upset, so they're going to their nearest social media to let their millions of fans know that this needs to be boycotted. We're not standing for this particular brand whose cheapest item is probably fucking $2,000 and it's a fucking pair of socks that their average fans cannot fucking afford. But no, we're gonna go online, we're gonna tell our fans we're not rocking with this anymore, because even though we have our millions and we're rich, we're gonna go spend our millions on this other $1 million product that probably doesn't give a fuck about it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not into that kind of shit. It's 100% like rich people problems. I don't know. I can't really relate to it. I don't know why so many people are speaking out on it. It's all the attention-seeking culture, to be perfectly honest, man. All you simply have to do, you want to raise true awareness, all you got to do is promote the businesses that you support. You don't even have to get online and declare that this brand shouldn't have this and that. Because the moment that you get online and you try to make this huge-ass statement about how this overpriced brand deserves to be boycotted for this ridiculous reason, all you're doing is inviting more people to now check that brand out, see what they're doing. Yeah, you're going to see the majority of your fans, if they support your cause, they're going to sit there, they're going to agree with you, whatever, but then you're going to be a lot of people sitting there just looking at the product, and that's going to bring in more sales, because controversy always brings in more sales. Fuck you think Liam Neeson just came out the window talking about he wanted to fuck niggas up? Yeah, controversy sells at the end of the day, regardless of how big or how small or how great or how like minuscule you might think it is. Yeah, at the end of the day, when someone has a topic that can potentially go viral and explode, whatever subjects around that topic, it's bound to explode. That's the only reason why these motherfuckers is all jumping on social media. Everybody's boycotting this, and man, who gives a fuck? Why not post the brand that's what they do. They post a picture of a Montclair hoodie, or they post some Prada shoes, and they talk about how we're boycotting this because they did this to us, or they're projecting their brand in a certain way that's negative to us, which is perfectly fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. You should boycott them if you feel like they're trying to capitalize off of past oppression. Obviously, yeah, you fucking boycott them. What you don't need to do, in my opinion, is make this gigantic declaration and post about it, when you could simply just start to post other brands that you support. That's literally all you got to do. You just ignore the bullshit. You ignore the bullshit. Enough people come together collectively and you all pick a brand to support. You love Montclair, you love Gucci, you love fucking Prada, and what's the other one that they're boycotting now? There's like another one that they're boycotting. Like, you love all these brands, like, but you still sit here and you support the main brand, the Keurig or whatever it's called, the brand that pretty much owns all these other brands. They own Alexander McQueen, they own Bottega Veneta, like they own Gucci, Saint Laurent, they own all these shits, bro. All you really have to do, all these celebrities will have to do, you get enough big celebrities to all get together and find one particular brand that they feel represents them, right? You can either create that or use that as a parent brand, and then you start branching off from that brand and you promote that particular brand. You promote that brand on your social media, and then if other people want to get involved, you bring other people, other designers onto that particular person, and you, like, these artists can literally create the next billionaire designer if they sat down and they wanted to. If they wanted one of their people to be the next millionaire, billionaire designer, all it would take was someone like Nicki, Cardi, Drake, or people of that caliber to come together and say, this particular guy, this guy or this lady right here, we're fucking with this person, this brand is lit. That's literally all it would take, because then their fans will see it. If it looks good and if they're fucking with it, people will start to flock and gravitate to it. Like, these super high class brands from fucking Paris and Europe, they're always going to be around at the end of the day. These shits are deep rooted in money. Like, they're not going anywhere. You can try to boycott it all you want, people still going to buy it. People still gonna wear it. People still gonna rock their Gucci and their whatever. Like whatever you're supposed to be boycotting, they're going to wear it anyway because one, it makes them feel amazing. It's the only reason why you buy something overpriced, because it makes you feel amazing for whatever reason. And then two, they pay too much fucking money for it. You goddamn right. I just spent $15,000 on a shirt or a jacket. Yeah, they might have said some racist shit or whatever, but I'm not gonna lie. I paid a lot of money for this. I'm probably gonna wear it. I don't know. I don't know, man. That's just personally how I feel about it. Like, come together, build something together. That way you can have something that you helped create, rather than running to all these brands and praising all these people who later you find out they really don't give a fuck about you, because they never really did. I don't know. That's just how I feel about that, man. Like,